I'm on the trail of the Old Ghan rail route between Port Augusta and Alice Springs. My goal is to provide a visual record of as many of the sidings, fettlers cottages and other rail infrastructure that I can identify between those two places. Many of the places I've visited are accessible to any who have the means to get to them and are in close vicinity to the major road networks of the state of South Australia. Others are on private pastoral land, and I've sought and received permission to access them from the various landowners and or managers. In every case, I have been welcomed and received the greatest hospitality from them and have been able to gain access to some wonderfully forgotten ruins that not many people get to see. In the previous episode, we visited Port Augusta, Saltea, Woolshed Flat, Summit, Quorn, Wallachra, Gordon and two pieces of infrastructure, the Wirianda Bridge and Kanyaka Culvert. Stay with me now as we continue the journey and move further north along the Old Ghan line. Okay, we're coming up to Wilson. That building on the left there is the station master's house. There's a whole bunch of ruins off to the right you can't see in the field of view, but we'll stop here and have a look at this one and look further afield. As the sign would indicate, this is the station master's residence. Why they felt the need to put it on its side, I don't know. There you go. The ever-present peppercorn. Lots of them, in fact. It's, this whole area was covered in them. This is part of the Wilson Historic Area. And it encompasses a number of buildings. Just around the back over there across the other side of the road there's several various states of disrepair, but this is the only one I think left associated with the sidings and the railway, so it's obviously where my attention is. The station master's residence. It wow. It had ceilings you could parachute from. You probably wouldn't want to walk underneath that join right there. It's been there 100 years, but it could fall at any second. A beautiful stone building, and it's watched quite a few sunsets, I'd hazard a guess. Certainly more than I have. In a very beautiful part of the world. Okay, I found the line. It in fact crossed in what was the west facing side of the station master's residence, and it came right past the front of that, and it's come down here. I'm just now standing on the embankment of it. It's a creek overpass, missing its bridge, which means I'm on the wrong side of it. I'm going to have to climb down and climb through that jungle. I want to follow it. It heads off down there and chugs away in that direction. Those trees obviously weren't there then.
more peppercorns all around here. There's a large one right there. You can see the rest of the settlement spread out over the little valley here. There's a cemetery as well, but I've already visited that on another trip. And it doesn't belong to the Ghan, so I'm not going to bother this time. Okay, so that is Wilson. Okay, we're in Hookina now. Going past the Old Ghan tank. I'll get a photo of that later, but we're just going down to have a look at the restaurant, which used to be the Hawker railway station. Thought I'd take the trouble to do this now because the sun is facing the facade, so it'll be a nice light for it to be photographed in. Right here next to the crane, looks like a good spot. Well, it's Tuesday the 19th. Left Hawker first thing in the morning, and we're heading for our first Ghan siding stop, that of Hookina. It's about 18 kilometres up the track here. This is Hookina Creek. Plenty of tracks in here. I'm going to see some extensive rooms off to the left. Out here somewhere. The sun hasn't blotted them out. You may be able to see them on the camera straight ahead.
As it turned out, this is where the train line was. I'm walking over it right now. Just have to cross over this gully. And this is Hookina. A typical Ghan fettlers cottage arrangement, 2 buildings side by side, usually single rooms with a few fireplaces dotted throughout. I wonder who you had to pay to get a fireplace, because I know it gets cold out here in winter. Looks much more impressive from the front. With the lovely shade of a peppercorn tree. I have to be quite careful walking around here. There's rubble everywhere and I risk disturbing a snake. It's been quite warm these last few days and I reckon they'll be starting to wake up. Path of the train line that serviced Hookina passed in front of it. And there's that embankment over there, which heads down to the creek and what's left of a bridge. We're going to have a look at that. These flies are as bad as I've ever experienced them in my life. They're just... As you swipe across in front of your face, you can feel them hit your hand. I'm going to have to pull a fly net out. Look it under your glasses. Who invented flies? Climbing now up onto the embankment that the line followed. See, it curves around there to go in front of the siding. And it abruptly ends as it disappears into the chasm of this creek. The remains of the bridge are somewhat hidden by this peppercorn. There would have once been a 250 metre bridge across here. Beautiful creek, nice white gums, but it's all private property though, and unable to be camped on unless you pay a fee. Here's another below ground room. This one, however, has a lid or a door, and is the most complete one that I've yet to come across. I've still no idea what they were used for. The next siding is that of Mern Merna, which is on private property, and I'm almost positive I'm going to have to go in and pay money to drive the track that will take me to it. That's annoying, but it's a nice drive, interesting track, so I really don't mind, I guess. That's just up here, about 10 kilometres. Okay, I'm pulling into Mern Merna. Oh, there's a nice wedge-tail eagle right in the middle of the road here. Off you go, big fella. Anyway, pulling into Mern Merna station to seek permission to go down and have a look at the Mern Merna sidings / fettlers cottage ruins. Only say no. Well, I've just been into Mern Merna station to speak to the owner, a lovely woman, Amanda. She gave me permission to go up that track that I went up that had a no public access sign on it. So I'm off to see they say it's the old school, it's a school ruins. Not a fettlers cottage, but I think it was a fettlers cottage. It might have been used as a school after the fettlers moved out. But yeah, so that's where we're heading. Beautiful bit of countryside to live in. Flinders Ranges as your backdrop. Okay, just up here I've got a track off to the left that I've just received specific permission to travel down. And it's right here. Safely ignore the no public access sign. And off to find what remains. There's also a railway bridge made out of concrete and stone, so with arches. And while I'm doing that, there's an emu running across my front. Wow, this place has got everything. I might have to zoom the footage in to see him, but there he goes.
ruins straight ahead of me. They are nothing to do with the Ghan, I don't believe, but well, ruins out here are nothing new. They're dotted everywhere as people back in the day sought to try and make a living out of this place. They discovered that the rain doesn't follow the plough, and a 10-year drought just sort of sent them over the edge. So yeah, there's lots of, this whole place is just splattered with old stone relics of people who've tried to eke out a living. Well, I don't believe I need to go through that gate. The Ghan line is directly in front of me, probably about 30 metres the other side of this fence. But I need to go down this way, I think. Oh, and look what's right ahead of me. Much a Ghan ruin with a little kangaroo. That's spectacular. What a great set of ruins. Marked as a school, and it certainly used to be a school because school kids came here, according to the lady at the station. But I've no doubt it started a life as a fettler's cottage. It's certainly the same architecture as them. With no doubt a modern edition of a bathroom. It's a shame they crumbled to rubble. There's an absolute ton of artefacts, read broken glass and crockery, all over the ground. Those doorways have been bricked up there, stoned up. And this is the problem these old buildings have. The stonework at the base of them crumbles. The mortar gives way, the rocks subside. The passage of time, water is able to get into the whole place because there's no roof. And it just erodes from the bottom. And as soon as the base is gone, it's only a matter of time before the rest of it comes crashing down. The window frames must have been pulled out for reasons known only to themselves. Would have been a nice veranda over this in the day. Looking over that.
Yet another underground room with smooth walls and bomb-proof roof. This one's full of rubble, but still no clue as to its purpose.
A cactus garden, no doubt started from a couple of plants and got away. Lots of relics on the ground here though. Little lizard hiding. Just sunning himself. We'll go and see if we can find some relics of the actual line and a couple of bridges, as we mentioned before. Just drive along the track. The Ghan line is over here that I'm walking towards, and I saw this culvert. I think that's the one that we mentioned. Well, it means a bit of a drop into a creek to get across. Another thorny devil, not thorny devil, a bearded dragon. Hey mate. Give him a berth. I've never seen stonework used in a culvert. It's always been concrete with a steel structure. Flies are still friendly. And the line of the train. Siding down there. And troughs through there. Just a little ways, wouldn't be more than 500 metres from the last little culvert I found. Come across this one. It's Big Brother. It's the only example I've come across of stone being used to bridge a creek. These are beauties. Give you some scale of the thing. And we're nearly back on the highway. It's just over there, across our front. Washed out gully to liven the day up. From here we head north again and next heading towards Parachilna. On the road again.